what is up, my BBossBaddies and my Batman fellas? It is your girl Bosana, and welcome BBossArmy. So, as you guys can tell by the title, today I am finally talking about long distance mistakes that you guys might be making, some mistakes that you don't want to make in the future. And y'all been asking for a long distance video for a while now, and I don't know what happened. I just feel like I don't see it as much, but I know I've seen it since like years, so we're finally here. So sorry it took so long, but this is going to be the perfect time for you guys to comment what types of long distance videos that you guys want to see. And I just want to tell you guys, I have a lot of things to say. I definitely been in my good 1, 2, maybe 3, but 1, 2 long distance relationships that were extremely like real to me. So I have some stuff to share. I'm gonna tell my stories in the future, but today I'm gonna tell you mistakes that you guys should avoid making. All right, so please give this video a big thumbs up, and at any point, if you guys would like a part 2, let your girl know, and comment below what types of videos, like I said, that you want to see. All right, first mistake that you guys might be making or you really don't want to make in the future, and I feel like some of you guys might know this one, but is avoiding contact with her when things go bad. So it's all the way from just not speaking to her, not having any contact, down to ghosting her, blocking her just because you're mad for the second, or him, hey, maybe there's a girl watching this video, but when you get upset and you go ahead and block, there's no need to do that, because when you're in a long distance relationship, what contact do you already have? Long distance relationship is honestly a special type of relationship. And so off the bat, and I didn't mention this, best time to mention it right now actually, when you guys get into a relationship, off the bat, you have to know what you're getting into. Now, when we talk about long distance, you gotta know what you're gonna be dealing with that you will not be liking. Because when it's your time to actually be with her, to do this all the time, you go days without speaking to her, you get upset and you just want to block her, you just want to cut her off, or for the guys, whoever, girls watching, whoever you're speaking to, when you get upset and just do that, you've taken every access away, and that's just saying, I quit on this relationship completely. It's not the same when somebody lives in the same house, right? That's going to be so much easier to just go and open the door when they're in the room, or knock on the door and say, open the door, when they lock the door and they're upset. Long distance relationship takes so much more effort than just the regular relationships, because it's not a regular relationship. So the commitment prior to you guys getting in a relationship that is long distance is you have to know if you really want that. And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna lie, I have to keep it honest and be raw that most times relationships that are long distance don't work out, and they're not as enjoyable as most people think it could be. And I say it could be because people go into long distance relationship thinking that, okay, I can make this more fun, or I can make it work for us. But when you do make it work for you and your partner or whoever, when it does work out for you guys, I'm telling you, end result most times is almost like, was it really worth it? Because it's a different type of relationship. It's different if you didn't experience it and you don't understand, because it's one of those where when you love somebody so much and you can't just go and drive, even if it was an hour or 2 hours away, when you can't just do that, that's a different type of love, because you have a different type of loyalty. It's that, okay, well, this is 10 times harder because I can't even just get it when I do have somebody, right? It's not just like, hey, I'm single and I could find somebody, or I do have somebody and I can wait maybe a 1 week to see them. Even though some relationships are like that, when you do have a long distance relationship, sometimes you don't even know when the next time you'll see your partner. And so I want to wrap up to say that the importance of having contact with your partner and speaking to your partner is important, because that's how your relationship will last. If you don't have communication, if you're upset with your partner, do not run to try to avoid speaking to them, regardless of what it is, unless it's that point where you know it's done. When you know it's really bad, then okay, move on. You gotta, say it's done. That makes sense. But the petty fights and those other things that you can actually get away with in person when you're talking to somebody or you're with somebody, but you're taking them serious, you cannot do in a long distance relationship. And so the last important thing that I want to say for this point is that also when you face these times when you talk to a woman while you guys are upset, while you guys are arguing, whatever you guys are going through, that rough time, when you do speak to her, like I said, you have to make sure there's communication where you guys can speak. That's what has to be placed in order for you guys to get to this point of when you do speak to her, make sure you do actually try to communicate. You have to try so much harder, I'm telling you guys. And so it makes it so difficult because you start feeling like it's not worth it already. And that's why I say sometimes some people feel like I'm going to get into this and you know what, it'll be different or it'll be special for me and this person. I and this person will work out because we have this and that, but it's a lot harder. Already a relationship alone is hard. Imagine a long distance relationship. Imagine the desires. Imagine all the distractions around you that pull you away. And then on top of that, you try to block out your partner or you don't try to communicate. That's basically saying that I'm done. I'm done. Like, your partner has no access. They can't drive to you when you block their number unless they're coming maybe the next day or they're not too far. They're still going to have to make that trip, right? Right. And I'm going to definitely do my part 2s, my part 3s, because I have so much to say. And just this part, I can actually just talk about it by itself. So if you want me to elaborate on this part, let me know. I'm going to move on. But most definitely, like I said, watch out, y'all, for the separate parts because I will be dropping them. Have that post notification on, okay? Next thing on my list is searching for answers instead of just asking. Now, fellas, the truth of the matter is with long distance relationship, you have to go ahead and ask because it's not as in you can just get the answer. Once again, you're limited, right? So all the access, all the different things that you can do, you can't do when you're in a long distance relationship. We should know this. And so if you don't seek it in your partner to find answers and you try to find it yourself, and that could mean creating fake pages. That could mean sending somebody, if you're that crazy, hey, I don't know what type of person you are. If you're that crazy, but it could be sending somebody to her city or her area to watch her, or maybe she went to a club or a party or wherever it is, and you had somebody actually go watch her, or you snuck there yourself to make sure she wasn't doing nothing that was not loyal to you. Okay, so making sure that she was being loyal to the extent of whatever you guys have, which is, I'm assuming, a long distance relationship. Okay, so the last thing, because this one I could elaborate a lot, but I realized that it's better off if I really just kind of stick to one thing. So I'll say as much as I can that's good for this video, but make sure, like I said, for those videos that are going to come. So the best thing for you guys is searching for the answers right in front of your partners, because those things that you're finding or looking to find, your answers are in your partner already. So the pride that might get in the way, the things that might hold you back, the ego as well, right? There's a lot of things. Maybe your best friend, your partner in crime, not your actual, partner, but maybe you have somebody that's just your rock like that, and this is the first time you've told that person about that person that you love or that you're talking to, right? And they have this impression of, hey, well, I don't really like that. They seem like this. She could be doing this. All these things that you are trying to find answers to, but you didn't ask her. So now you have these answers from that person that isn't that person, which is who you should be going to, and now you have confusion. Because even if you believe the girl that you're dealing with, and if you're a girl watching, the guy that you're dealing with, even if you believe that person, listen, it will not matter. Because still in the back of your head, you have those thoughts, you have those answers of, but then again, I have to be smart. She could be doing this. He could be doing this. This could be actually happening. That's what's going to come down to if you go ahead and seek other answers when you can find real answers. Now, if you're dealing with somebody that's not loyal to and stuff like that, circumstances changes. Circumstances always change, right? Everybody's different. You deal with different people and you're different yourself. And so you have to go ahead and be smart enough or try your best to figure out in that situation, what is she really telling me? Is she being honest or is he being honest? Whoever it is, what is it? What's the real truth behind it, right? It's like you can't be foolish, because you're going to be messing up your own common sense. Because it's like, if she's not being honest, if your friend's not giving you good answers, where do you seek it now? You have to seek it within yourself. But you have to know yourself. You have to know. You see what I mean? It goes on and on. But if you be on your purpose, right, all that good stuff that typically will lead you to know and make good judgment, make good decisions, you will be good when it comes down to making decisions of if this is truthful, if I should seek it in her for sure. But all in all, I'm just trying to say, long distance relationship, the communication, the talking, the getting answers, or when you notice something on social media that makes you question things, those type of things, all that you have to go ahead and find it in your partner better off every single time, because you're not going to find it the same way you can if you know that person, if you're dating that person every day, you know, close, face to face, always around each other. That's a whole different vibe, right? So last thing I just want to simply say about searching for answers instead of just asking that partner of yours, y'all got to understand that if you notice things that are red flags, that are off, that are like, wait, what's going on here? If you're searching that answer somewhere else instead of your partner, right? And I understand that that partner might be compulsive, right? They might be a compulsive liar. But y'all, if they are a compulsive liar, like I said, that's where your judgment has to play a part. I'm just trying to say, when you try to have other people help you, it doesn't really help, right? Having friends and stuff, even family members, it doesn't always, most times, honestly, doesn't really help. But back to what I was saying, to wrap up, if you're searching for these answers, remember, you deal with that person. You have the feelings for that person. So trying to find answers anywhere else, or trying to make your own judgment based on maybe something you've seen on social media, or maybe you did sneak around to go try to catch her, you caught her doing something odd, but you don't know how to bring it to her attention to ask her about it. So if you do things like that, y'all gotta understand that if you don't just go and confront her, if you don't go ahead and just say something to her, you're gonna go ahead and get different answers, and then you're not gonna know how you really genuinely feel. So combined with the different answers, could be like from the first example, the friend that you have, or from you making assumptions and things like that. What's combined is that you don't understand feelings. You don't understand your feelings. You don't understand what she's doing. And on top of that, you don't even understand what your friends is really telling you, how it applies to you, to her, to your situation, right? So all in all, last thing I'll say about this point is that make sure you understand your feelings, and then try to find your own answers, trying to find it in the best way that makes more sense so you can find genuine answers. But it has to come from genuine feelings. Understanding your own feelings is important, okay? All right, last thing on my list is going ahead and hiding things. Listen, fellas, this is not going to work in a woman, whoever's watching, woman out here, if you're a woman out here watching, hey. But hiding things from your partner, once again, when you're in a long distance relationship, the relationship completely changes. So now you have to have accountability. Already in the society, in the modern day, how hard is it to really have accountability? Extremely difficult. So with that just being said, that means you have to be way more up to date, way more better with your accountability, because chances of you going ahead and doing something that you might feel like, oh, should I tell them? Or you're feeling iffy about it, it's going to happen. And I say that it's going to happen because no matter how much you have loyalty and all these things, you're still going to slip up. Not to say extremely as like something bad, like as extreme as cheating. No. I'm saying you might slip up, and one day you might want to go to somewhere, and you might have just did something at home, and it could have just been something where, you know, it's a bad habit, right? Could just be something like that. Maybe it's something that you don't like to do beforehand, or I mean something you like to do beforehand. Your partner might not like that, but you just like that. You get what I mean? And there's so many things you can think of, but that's just one example. A simple petty lie, that's what I'm trying to get at. Something else could happen. Maybe your family does not like your partner, right? If you go ahead and hide that and say, okay, well, you know what? My family does actually love you. Tell them the opposite, right? That could be another thing. Lie to your partner, that's a whole nother story. But let's just say, so we're on track, if you go ahead and say, well, you know, I don't really know how my family feels about you and things like that, when you know they really can't stand her or him, it's best for you guys to tell, because look at how much problems you're going to end up causing at the end. Okay, so to wrap up, you have to have accountability, you guys, and hiding things, it's all on you now when you're in a long distance relationship, okay? Because your partner is not beside you or ever gonna really be beside you. Your partner is not in your city. Your partner is not around your atmosphere, your environment, your community, your neighborhood. No, it's a long distance relationship. And with that being said, absolutely, you have to make sure being accountable, being a partner, communication, you're gonna have to say things, not hide things. Let them know, bring it to their attention. Make sure there's no assumptions and fill in the blanks so that everything is there and there's no issues. Now, I'm doing this video for people that are actually wanting a real relationship, a real long distance relationship. I'm gonna just say that. Should have said in the beginning of the video because I know some people might not agree with this, but I will do one that's different. Okay, bye you guys.